Hey guys, just another hero here. It's been about a week since I put out a video. Last video was mine and Josh's, or Josh and I's E3 opinions on the new Legend of Zelda, the 40-second trailer that I was out on that, and a lot of it had to do with Smash Brothers. And I told you guys at the end of that I'd be bringing more Smash Brothers thoughts, opinions, information to you guys. So I thought a really good way to start that would be to do a character analysis. Make the most sense to do a character analysis video by myself on Mega Man because that's who I used in the Best Buy Super Smash Brothers Fest thing. And it's who I'm planning on maining when the game comes out. I'm going to have to apologize. You're going to have to give me a little slack because I'm having some issues with my allergies right now. So you're probably going to hear that very nasally right now. But I'm going to keep that to a minimum, hopefully. And yeah, let's do an analysis here of Mega Man. I'm going to go over his moves, I'm going to go over how he felt, and I'm going to talk about what I think he's going to excel in and what I think he's going to fall short in, and everything in between. So without further ado, guys, this is character analysis of the Blue Bomber himself, Mega Man. I hope you guys enjoy. So here we go. Got some notes here, and I'm just going to run through them really quickly. His A move, the Mega Buster, shoots 1 to 3 times and does damage based on how close you are. If the enemy is right next to you, it does more damage as opposed to if you're shooting at them from a distance. No matter how far you are though, it will actually interrupt them. So it works as a great interrupt, and I think it's going to be good for ledge guarding and off-air games. Now we're going on to the tilt. His forward tilt is the walking Mega Buster. It's the same thing as the Mega Buster, except it's more a mobile version. So I don't know if there will be backwards, walking backwards and shooting it in front of him while he's doing that, but maybe we'll see. His down tilt is the dashing slide. It's a mid-range attack, minimal lag. It's got pretty good knockback. Basically, he slides a bit ahead and it causes damage to the enemy. It's a safe mode for mobility if you have an enemy who's constantly pressuring you and you want to get somewhere in the map. Basically, what it does is it'll take you to a spot that you want to be at, and it'll beat them to the punch if they throw a move out there most of the time, depending on how your spacing is. And that does 8 to 11% from what I've seen. And of course, I'm telling you these percentages, guys, they could change and they might even be different in some of the videos you've seen, dependent on how many times the player has used the move, what percentage the other player is at. If it was a strong hit that hit right at the beginning of the hitbox, what part of the hitbox hit them. A lot of things can change, but this is some of the videos that I've seen and the percents that it's done there. The up tilt, which I call the Shoryuken, but is known actually as the Mega Upper, has great knockback, quick startup, noticeable ending lag, which is, obviously, if you're going to have a move that has as good a knockback as it does, because I can see it KOing at probably 60 to 80% at low end. You're gonna have to have some lag afterwards. It's not as noticeable as Luigi Shoryuken, obviously, but it also doesn't do as much damage if you're really close up. Might be great for follow-ups and beating aerials to the punch, but from what I've seen, it does 15 to 18%, and it has a little bit of forward range on it, so I'm liking that. Moving on to the specials, we have the Crash Bomb. It attaches to the player. I don't think it attaches to a shielded player, much like Pikmin do. I don't know if they do anymore in the 4th one, but I don't believe it attaches to the shield. It sticks to the environment, but it is also transferable like a sticky bomb. I don't know if that means if someone walks over it, it'll transfer to them, but it can transfer from player to player. And it actually causes a little bit of an upward flight for the player that gets hit by it. So I think that's going to cause two things. I think that's going to cause players who have been hit by it to be very weary and either air dodge, or it will cause players to guard, which are two things that are very punishable in this game. So I think it's going to help enemies make bad decisions, hopefully. Nice for combos and pressure, and again, it's going to be one of those moves that I think leads to Mega Man's really strong off-ledge game or off-stage game, and it could be a great option to combo into side smash when someone's off the stage, because that side smash does have a little bit of range on it when charged up fully, and it will actually go off the side of the stage from what I can tell, and with that upwards knock up you could actually combo the two into each other, but we'll see. The down special is the Woodman's Leaf Shield. A little bit of startup lag, obviously Mega Man has to start, put the leaves around him, which causes a little bit of, I guess you could just say, Mega Man just standing there, inactivity. It's both an anti-projectile defensive maneuver, which can take multiple hits, but it's also a projectile itself in that it can be thrown. You can also hold the leaf shield around you for a while and walk forward with it, which is a very, very nice touch to it. Doesn't last forever, so it will disappear eventually. I believe it does in the game as well. But I think it's going to lead to some nice, again, off-stage games where you can either throw it from afar and hit them, because it doesn't have great knockback, but it does knock them down, looks like, when they're down and back a little bit when they're in the air. So, when you're off the stage, the last thing you want is to be down and away. And I think it could lead into some nice combos as far as, just jumping out there, hitting them with the leaf shield, and then comboing into possibly 2 side airs. Moving on, and by the way, that does 2% per leaf. Going back, sorry guys, I missed a few. The Crash Bomb does 8% on explosion as well, and I think it's a multi-hit. Moving on, the neutral B is the metal blade, can be thrown in one of 8 directions, which I think will lead to a lot of mind games. Mega Man's looking one way and he throws it behind him, or he throws it behind him and up. And it does about 6 to 10% from what I can see. From what I can see, it's got not a lot of lag at all, starting or ending, but you can't throw one and then throw another one immediately. You have to wait for the one on screen to disappear. So it looks like there can only be one on screen at a time. So that can be tricky. Basically, you're gonna have to be smart with that move, because it can be grabbed out of the air, which doesn't look entirely hard to do, and you can also get it stuck in the ground, which enemies can then pick up and throw at you. So you gotta watch out with that move. But again, great for edge guarding. It's gonna be one of those moves that just help him immensely with that. And his final special is the Rush Coil. Very similar to Sonic's Recovery, except I don't think if you're above someone and Rush comes down on top of them, I don't think that they can actually get hit by it. They might be able to get launched by it, and he does kind of have a little bit of a spin, so he might be able to launch enemies to the side. But again, I'm not sure. And yeah, it's not a damaging thing. Moving on to the aerials. Oh, and one more thing with the Rush Coil is it also has a multi-use on stage. So if you use it once, Rush will sit there for a little bit, and it will actually allow you to bounce a second time a little bit higher up. His aerials consist of the up air, which is the air shooter. Once an enemy is hit, they're comboed a few times depending on where it hits them. If it nicks them on the side, it'll do 1, maybe 2 hits. But if you hit them directly below, or somewhere close to that, it'll actually hit them, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 times and carry them up. And I've actually seen it a few times carry enemies up and off the screen, because the last hit of the up air does quite a bit of knockback. It travels very quickly and it has decent range. And in the video that I saw, it did 21% to a Greninja and carried him up pretty decently. I think the Greninja was at like 46%, but I think the average will be 11 to 21% depending on how many hits actually land on the opponent. We have the back air, which is the slash claw. Capable of a few hits, which is nice out of a back air, because it'll make it a little bit stale at least. It's got pretty good knockback on the last hit. Medium speed, so it doesn't come out immediately. but it does also have a decent amount of ending lag. So once it's thrown out there and the move's over, you will be sitting there for a little bit before you can do anything else. Mid-range attack, so it's not just someone has to be right next to you in order for you to hit. And I think it's going to be good for spacing, and that move does 13%. The down air, one of the most hyped moves besides his Shoryuken and, well, obviously his final smash, is the hard knuckle. A little bit of startup lag. He doesn't use it right out the gate, but it's not something that'll be really hard to get used to. A little bit of ending lag as well, but again, not too bad. And it's a ranged meteor spike, which I can't think of any other characters that have a ranged medium spike. I'm probably wrong here. I guess you can count Lucas's back air because it protrudes a little bit past his foot. Hitbox does, but this goes much further than that from what I've seen. And yeah, like I said, it's a ranged medium spike, so you don't have to be up close and personal to someone to actually get that meteor off on them, which is going to be very, very interesting. You don't have to put yourself in harm to get what is probably on most people going to be a guaranteed kill. And then that move does, I think that one does about 13% as well, 12 to 13%. Oh no, it's 11 to 13%. Sorry. The forward air is very similar to Marth's forward air in the other games, except it's a fire sword, so I guess it'd be more similar to Roy's. But looks like it's going to be great for comboing anywhere and good for applying pressure, very similar to Marth's forward air. Possibility of 2 swings on a full jump. On a short hop, you can get 1 swing out and have minimal lag, I believe. At least it looked like that. And like I said, that minimal lag is going to allow people to apply a lot of pressure with that move. So the fear of that could leave a lot of people kind of stalling and could lead to grabs, which we'll get to in a little bit, but Mega Man has a pretty solid grab game, and that does 5 to 8%. What do we have here? His smashes, his up smash, the Spark Shock. Pretty quick startup, a little bit of, not a little bit, but a medium, I guess, amount of end lag. Hitbox extends not only up, but to the right and the left a little bit, so similar to, some up smashes you've seen, maybe not as big of a hitbox as, say, Lucas or Zelda's, but it can actually pull enemies that are in the side toward it. And in the video that I saw, it did 7 to 15%. And if you are canceling dash into that, there's only a little bit of slide on that. The down smash, which is the Flame Blast, hits both the left and the right of Mega Man. But the nice thing is, if you notice your opponent's rolling a lot, if you read the fact that they're doing that and catch them rolling into you, and you use the move right when they're inside of Mega Man's character, I guess, or frames, right in the middle of him, it'll actually combo and do a very devastating amount of damage. And with, on top of the fact that it's a pretty decent kill move in its own right, it's very good for punishing rolls. And in the video, I'll put it up right now, in the video with Sakurai using Mega Man against some random guy using Mario, he puts 40 to 50% on him with a combo of that hit. He goes from like 20 to 60 something. I can't remember completely, but it was a very noticeable amount of damage. And if you just hit him with one part of that move, it does something like 9 to 18% per hit. So that is very crucial. It's like a lot of the really strong hit, down smashes. Peach, just using it as an example, or Olimar, if they're right in Olimar and say he has 2 purple Pikmin and he down smashes, you can get some really good damage in, and Mega Man's not going to be unlike those. His side smash is the Charge Buster. The longer you charge, it increases the amount of damage and the range, and if an enemy shields the Charge Blast, the pushback on it is quite noticeable. So if you catch an enemy stalling from say like a forward airs or something similar to that. If they're expecting something, they're kind of stalling out with the shield. Does a good amount of damage to the shield, and it actually has a nice amount of pushback, which is going to be, I think, key to Mega Man, is keeping enemies far away. So, yeah, basically, the hitbox of the smash will also create great ledge guarding opportunities as far as enemies going up and over the stage just by a little bit. You're going to be able to really punish the fact that they go over the ledge by a little bit, or even punish the fact that someone's might be camping the ledge, because in this game there's not going to be unlimited invincibility like there is, and does a decent amount of knockback like a side smash should, and it does a decent amount of percent like a side smash should, clocking in about 18%. My main concern is it is kind of a projectile move, so can someone like Fox reflect that side smash, which would be very, very bad. I don't think so, because I think it's considered a side smash, but if it can be reflected and thrown back at Mega Man, characters that can throw projectiles back, or reflect projectiles, or catch projectiles, or in the case of Game & Watch, you can actually charge up with projectiles, that will be a very, very bad situation for Mega Man. And the nice thing is, I've seen in a lot of these videos, is people coming down from the air or up from the off the stage will actually still get hit from Mega Man's not fully charged but almost fully charged blaster, because of the size of the hitbox of that move. Moving on to something I said I was going to get to before, is the grabs. It appears to me that Mega Man has a great grab game for a few different reasons. He's got a decent amount of range on that grab. And that's not even the best part. The best part is how quickly he does it. He's not one of those characters that attempts a grab and is kind of dicking around a little bit and just sitting there. What he'll actually do is just move his hand forward. He'll like clinch the air if he misses, and then the move is completely stopped. It's a very, very quick, very fluid move. Even when he's dashing, where a lot of characters will have like a kind of a stumble animation if they miss a grab out of dash, he will just stand there, slide maybe a little bit, and then, like I said, very small amount of lag. And all of his throws look to be pretty strong, and his down throw and up throw look like they might be comboable at low percentages, but as I said, we'll see. The reason that his grabs, it's good that his grab game is looks to be like it'll be on par with some of the greats, or I don't know if I should say some of the greats. It's not like he's got the range of Marth's grab, or the knockback of Ness's forward and back throw in Melee, but he's going to be, he's going to have a pretty good grab game is what I'm saying, and that's going to be important for him, because Mega Man's going to want his enemies in two different places. He's going to want people off the stage and trying to gimp them, and he's going to want people on the stage away from him. Say what your enemy's throwing, but you don't know which move to punish it with, or you don't know which move to follow up with. Go for a shield grab, get a little distance between you and your enemy, or heck, throw him off the stage and create a gimp opportunity. And with the arsenal of moves that he has, and with the knockback that he has on those moves, it looks like he's always going to have decent opportunities to do that, especially on a stage like Final Destination, when if you want to stay away from your opponent, you could be at the ledges for a while, which will probably be an okay thing with Mega Man, because his recovery is not god-awful. So yeah, his dash grab helps with precise movement. His grabs have decent knockback. They do a decent amount of damage. Can lead into combos. Not a lot of bad I can say about that. My conclusion on Mega Man is he has, with an array of long range and mid range attacks, he's going to have enemies kind of fighting to get near him. His main priority is going to be hindering enemies' movement, basically racking up damage with specials, keep opponents guessing, and making the right decisions when his enemies are off the stage to create kind of gimp situations, which is, just taking an enemy that's at low percent and taking a stock from them, which I think in the right hands he's going to be able to do that. like I was kind of hinting at before, you can get very creative with the moves that he has, with the leaf shield, with the crash bomb, with the metal blade, and all the different directions that it can go in. The main thing is going to be knowing the right times to use those moves and knowing the character that you're going up against, because it's not going to be a one move fits all situation, I feel like, at least. So to kind of sum it up, Mega Man's going to be a mid-range fighter with a specialty for offstage combat. I don't think he's going to be highly regarded as far as how good he is when the game first comes out, but once people start realizing matchups, I think he's going to get a lot better. So I guess that just means in order to get good with Mega Man, you got to get good with, you have to be familiar with the game, not just the character. But like I said before, I'm planning on maining Mega Man and making him my little project in this game. So follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and you guys should be seeing plenty of videos when Smash Brothers comes out and I am learning how to pick up Mega Man. You guys enjoy your day, take care of yourselves. Hero out. Bye guys.